on, eh? Hey.
I've got a magic baby.
Did you hear that wheezing?
I've been doing it for all my whole life.
Someone get that man an inhaler.
Yeah. No, I was raised on goat's milk and tank water. Because
Not even milked from a goat at your own house.
Nah.
You bought goat milk.
well, apparently that as a baby, if you are prone to asthma, goat's milk is a good idea.
See, but I was never prone to asthma as a child.
I didn't ask for it.
I just have it now.
I'm like 99.3% sure that my mother smoked during my pregnancy.
Ooh.
Because one, not a lot, but enough to do a little bit of damage, because I had so much troubles with my ears growing up, which
Right.
led to like 11 different operations. And then,
Damn.
which is like, smoking during pregnancy is directly correlated to like glue ear and stuff like that, which is an issue that I had. Not glue ear itself, but nice. Yeah, and I had a little bit of eczema. No, not eczema, asthma. Maybe eczema. No, it was eczema. That's what the goat's milk for. And that means
Apples and oranges.
that it's episode 39 of Off Topic. Welcome back. Thank you for the lovely messages we've received in the last seven days to the Joe Damon episode. That was a really good time. So thanks to him for swinging by.
Yeah. And also welcome to a lot of new followers that are coming our way. We appreciate everyone jumping on board and wanting to listen and
Fuck yeah, to the moon.
yeah, getting involved.
So what up?
Oh man, I've had one of those days where, like, it was a very long day for me. You know, I said to you before, I was like, I had to leave the house 3 times today. And for anyone listening, being like, "What the fuck? Like, you're not even at work." Yeah, I know. I'm like being a bit of a dick about it, but with the surgery and stuff, I didn't leave the house for like fucking 3 months, right?
Genuinely, how many times, like how many times do you actually leave the house 3 times? Usually you
Like
go
on a weekend, yeah, you'd go out like once, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got up like 6:30 this morning, watched the football game, and then for about 8 hours straight was like, you know, when you do like chores or what's the
Errands?
when you run errands, like
Fucking oath, man.
so like running errands, you might like do like a 2-3 hour trip maximum.
Yeah.
I did errands for 8 hours straight today, and
Nice.
it was like tiring, but
Right.
I had a lot of shit to do.
My relationship with errands has waned. I think we brought out the best in each other when it came to running errands.
Dude, you would come with me just to run errands.
Yeah, because it was like, what are we doing? I don't know. But it also, like, the best part about running errands with one of your mates is if he's got a list of shit to do, one, it's kind of funny seeing what they've got going on in their life that they need to sort out.
Yeah.
And then 2, like, car rides, and just some good music.
Yeah.
And then for us, we ended up in the city, and it was like, fuck, we'll go hit the museum.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I remember, one day, like, I was panicking a bit, as I do, because I like to be organized and I had a few things to do. And Jared's like, "What are you up to?" I was like, "I got this, and this to do." And you're like, "Oh, I'm coming." And I got a haircut, and you
just sat there.
sat there, watched me get a haircut.
Sat there like a mother.
The guy's like, "You up?" And he's like, "Nah, bro, just watching."
Take the hint, man.
Yeah.
Or he's sitting there like a bowl cut. Nah, bro, I'm obviously good.
And then, like, we ended up in town, like, putting, what was it? Returning my gown from my university graduation. Words. And then it was right next to the Auckland Museum. So we're like, fuck it, let's go in there. And our whole, like, errands day just turned into an awesome day.
There's a part of me that remembers us trying to go to the museum, and then we didn't. And then there was a second run, and then we did.
Well, because you also came with me to pick it up. And we're like, man, we should do that someday.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, when we returned it, we're like, we're doing it.
Just go soak up some
Knowledge.
history.
Oh.
Yeah. I was just, fuck, words. You know what else accompanies errands really well, Andy?
What's that?
Milkshakes. Now,
We often get milkshakes on an errand run.
We do, to the point where I think we have something to say about milkshakes. A dairy treat. Everyone knows what they are. Big milkies. So what we're going to do, because we're kind of looking to what's another way that we can put ourselves out there, continue this, like the podcast and everything's sweet, but we want to dip our toe into something else as well. And we were like, okay, how can we make this something that is what we enjoy, will be fun to shoot? So we're going to go around and drink a bunch of milkshakes and tell you what's good and what's not.
Oh yeah.
It's we've got working title, but something along the lines of like mother sucking
reviews, baby.
Yeah, the MSR, your weekly milkshake review show.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go around different stores that sell milkshakes. Obviously, we're going to try a whole different bunch. Maybe not on the same day.
It's a lot.
And go to different places. You guys can comment where your favorite milkshake is. Like, where's the best place? You tell us where to go, and we'll review it. Give our honest opinions. Have a bit of a rating, a bit of a score.
It will be broken down into sections. There will be something along the lines of like a suction section, how well it pulls through the straw.
Yeah.
Like a milkiness level, obviously a half point for a longest drink in town cup. And it's different criterias. Me and Andy like different things. We'll obviously be judging off a base vanilla. Some people may say chocolate, but I prefer vanilla over chocolate. I'm not a chocolate drink guy, except chocolate milk, which is not a milkshake.
I get you. Yeah, different things, but very similar.
Yeah, Andy's got free reign to go rogue.
Yeah,
try whatever he likes.
I'm going to chop it up between milk and thick shake, change different colors, see if they've got a house special or, something that they're like known for, or if you guys say, oh, you have to go get the cookies and cream one here or the creaming soda one, which I'm not really a big fan of.
We're also we're really heavily relying and hoping, and I'm assuming that you guys are just as into milkshakes as we are. So if you guys do suck back milkies, let us know where to go. Let's get a bit of a list going, and we'll get out and we'll go shoot it. I'm excited to like actually shoot something. That'll be pretty fun.
Yep.
And that'll be coming in the next week or two, hopefully. We'll try and get out and shoot this week, so this podcast will be out later in the week. So yeah, we'll try and get out and shoot this week or really next week or something, and it'll be coming. But obviously, I'm not a whiz at editing or anything, so actually putting it together may take a while. But then from there, we can get like a bit of a workflow together. Just adding on to that with things that have also cropped up in the last week. We introduced a phone line. I've plastered it all over Instagram and everything like that.
Even got a ban on TikTok for it.
Yeah. Get this. So I uploaded it on TikTok, the same video that we put on Instagram, and like I'm not completely up to scratch with the guidelines of TikTok or anything like that. They have said that I broke community guidelines by sharing information because I put the phone number up, the phone number that I created to get people to call.
Yeah.
And they've put it down. So basically, guys, this phone line is a
it's a way to contact us.
Yeah, it's a direct line that's going to get through to us.
Yeah. But on top of that,
yeah,
we'll be able to play it on the podcast, be able to listen to things that you say, and hopefully have a bit of a closer interaction in real time. Not obviously like actual real time, but obviously not like after the podcast has come out. It's something that we can play on the pod and react to in real time.
So we didn't actually think that we had the kit to be able to do this, but after a quick YouTube video and a couple of dongles,
about 6 more cords,
we found out that we can do it. So sweet. That number, just if you're wondering, is 09-889-1445. And what that's going to do, that's going to ring for like a second or two, hopefully if I've set it up correctly. And then you're going to get the voice message, and it's just like an automated lady voice. You'll get a beep, leave your message. You can leave anything you like. If any fucking thing's funny's happened to you, if you've been blind and something's happened, tell us. If you want to talk about anything from the week before, tell us. If you want to ring up about milkshakes, tell us.
Definitely tell us.
If we say something wrong and you want to fact check us or you want to blast us, do it. But also, on a serious note, just while we glance over that, it is also a line for you guys, like I said, to directly get to us. Where if you don't, as much as we say talk to your mates, and that sometimes you don't feel like doing that, and maybe talking to someone face to face is a bit of a bit too much of a jump in the ocean. So if you're just looking to dip a toe, this is a phone line that's going to come to us. Hopefully we can come across somewhat friendly to you. We're going to hear it. We can get back to you if you want. And yeah, it's just more about normalizing the conversation and making sure that it's going to become a part of everybody's dialogue and their everyday dialogue. So that's what we're looking to do with that as well.
Totally. And I think between the two of us, we've got enough, I'd say, life experience in a way, especially with mental health and things that like young male adults go through and things like that. So if you're worried, send it through. Maybe we can be like a fresh voice that might have a different opinion and on how to go through certain things. So yeah, don't be afraid to call us for those reasons too.
Nicely said. So anyway, bro, should we review some weekends?
Yo, yeah, okay, you go first.
I've actually got a. Do you want to go first? I've got
Okay.
to fucking actually had a few things on.
No, so I moved back home yesterday. I'm now back in Auckland
Fucking oath.
for good. Back in the 09. But yeah, not really much going on. I went back up north and house seated for my mum and then yeah, just fucked around basically, just up north, having a good time, a few spas,
Nice.
just to get some good food before coming back to reality. And then, like I said, I did all these errands and stuff today, and
Moths in the cupboard.
oh, bro, just the shit that I forgot that I like spend money on. You know, like it was shit like that.
A reality check.
It was like, holy shit, I'm back in Auckland, the big hustle. Like,
Mm.
but yeah, honestly, chill weekend. I'm hopefully, well, and I know coming up is going to be a lot more exciting stuff to talk about on Andy's side of the fence.
Nice.
But yeah, it's still, we're nearly there.
Sweet.
What's going on with you?
What's going on with me? So Friday night, or was it Thursday night? Fuck. No, it was. Wasn't it? Okay, so it went in this order anyway. I'm not sure which day it fell on.
Yeah.
So one night, the lady headed out to the Sticky Fingers concert, and I said, you can give me a bell. I'll come pick you up. I wasn't going. She was going with some of her mates that had come up from Dunners, and some of her mates from around here. They all went to uni together. I was wrapped up in my bedroom, like I told you earlier, with the combo of the wife beater singlet, t-shirt, long sleeve, hoodie, electric blanket, curled up, like with 2 slices of reheated pizza, watching South Sydney Dick Parramatta. And then I got the text of like ready to be picked up now.
So you walk outside in your snowsuit.
No, because she said she was like, is it all good if we go duck into this afters thing afterwards? And I was like, yeah, no worries. That'll be sweet. I actually like keen to see your mates. And then swung down to the Trust Stadium where the gig was at, and she stays out west as well. So I was like, quick trip home. I don't know. Most of them stay out this way as well. And I was like, where are we going? She said Albany. Oh, no, Albany, sort of like over like Glenfield Way. I was like, we're backtracking, but happy to do so. And she was like, oh, like, it wasn't actually her. So what she said, she was like, feel free to say no. And I was like, what's coming? Next thing you know, maybe like 5 or 6 drunk people, can I get a lift?
Oh, no.
Can I get a lift? And I was like, looked on my back seat, which for me, because I've been a bit nomadic about where I stay, is full of clothes, full of bed linen, and power tools. So
a drunk person's favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I had like 3 electric sanders. And then I was like, okay, as long as those don't touch like the clean bed sheets and everything.
Like the music video from Satisfaction, Benny Benassi just in the back of the truck.
So I was like, fuck it. Yeah, all good. Piling guys. It wasn't like they were her old man's tools that he had lent to me. So I was like, just watch out for the tools. They're not mine. And everybody piled in. I think we had 5 across the back seat, 2 in the passenger seat, and me driving.
Oh, God.
Everybody had been on it at the gig. So I was kind of half tuning into the conversations that were going around the car, and I was like, "Oh, these guys really need to find like a location, and like these guys need a comfy couch and a couple of drinks."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the combos just immediately were just heading out that way, and I was like, "Fucking oath!" So took them all the way, took them back out. Honestly, while I was driving, I was thinking Andy would be having a nightmare right now.
I couldn't even deal with it. Like hearing that gives me anxiety.
Yeah,
Just like even over.
just standing all over the shit in the car, and then having to drive like 8 people in a freaking 5-seater ute.
Nah, I'm getting anxiety just thinking about it.
Hit the motorway, over the bridge, out to the shore.
Fuck.
Stuck around for a bit, had a yarn with them, and then around the same time, me and the lady both said she was actually the best off out of all of them, and she was like ready for bed, and I said, say less. Hit the Macca's drive-through, a couple of cheesies.
So wait, you just dropped everyone off and then went home?
I hung out there for maybe like an hour and a half.
Right.
And because I hadn't actually seen, there was actually a couple of people I hadn't met that I've talked to, like some of my mates from down the line that I talked to on like FaceTime and that.
Yeah.
But it was like our first proper meeting, so
All right.
all good people. Got home, probably got into bed like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Fuck. And clonked out. Saturday morning, woke up, or maybe, it was Saturday morning. Woke up, went and worked on the tiny house all day. Shout out to Con, who just messaged me and said, "What are you up to?" And I said, "I'm at the tiny house," and he was like, "Sweet." And then just 2 minutes later, rocked up and helped me all day.
Man.
Yeah.
Shout out Con, camera guy.
Thanks, man. He's not behind the camera, but
Not today.
nah. This Saturday night, it was like, what are we going to do? Do you want to do something? I'd actually been given a movie gift voucher from my mother because she had found some in a box that she had found. And I was like, we should hit the movies. We didn't actually go. It was an event cinemas one. We didn't even go to an event cinemas, so I actually had to pay. Because there's none around where I'm staying at the moment.
There's other cinemas that aren't event cinemas?
Yeah, I went to a Reading, which had frozen Pepsis.
What the?
Yeah. And I actually really liked the cinema experience. Went and saw Jordan Peele's new movie, Nope.
Oh, man, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. I didn't like it as much as Get Out. Yeah. And I put it above Us. Right. So it's in the middle there. It was one of those movies where I was kind of like, you could lose me here or you could really get me. And it was one of those movies that once I got home and went to town on the IMDb trivia that I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see this again.
Oh, there is nothing better than going onto like YouTube after a film.
Yeah.
And then just like give me some explanations of some shit. And then it just makes the film like that much better.
The official Reddit thread. And you're just like, oh,
yeah.
But
maybe not that much, but it's a good time, that's for sure. Yeah, I really need to see that film. I thought Get Out was phenomenal, but I think it might be the case that, not that he's going too far now. Obviously, it's like his third film in the same sort of framework, in the same genre sort of thing. So
this one's very different in terms of like aesthetic.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah. So all I'm going to say is it's like Alien Western.
What?
Yeah.
Is it like was it Wild West with... Anyway.
So I just want to give a big shout out to the Titan XC screen that I watched it on, which was like a fucking...
There was someone's gamer tag.
This mammoth screen, bro. And also want to give a big shout out to Dolby Atmos, the sound system that was in there. So you know how usually you go to the movies and it just says like event and it goes like, whoa, or something like that.
And you get like 3 Vel Morgans before it plays.
Yeah. So this was Dolby Atmos sound, which it was like a full minute long trailer of different, so like the camera kind of pushed into rain and then you could hear the rain come over you in the cinema and then, like, they flexed like the full 360, like there was a slow and it went right around the cinema. And I was like, dude, sensory overload. I'm sitting there like testing my goddamn willpower not to be tucking into my nut top. And I'm already like 3 shovels into popcorn. I've already given the frozen Coke a tap. And I'm like, dude, just fill me up.
Holy shit, that sounds mean.
Yeah, it was. It was like, really, really good.
So you get like full surround sound, like 360.
Yeah, all the seats.
Like the seats will be moving.
Dude, the seats, like, it's way more of like an amphitheater style, so it ramps up really quickly.
Cool.
Screen massive.
Fuck yeah. I'm going.
Yeah, Newland Mall, Lynn Mall.
Lynn Mall.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, when I get to the movies, though, I'm a sort of guy that's like finished half his popcorn before it even starts.
Yeah.
The second I get my hands on that thing, it is just like autopilot.
This was like a this wasn't just going to see a movie. This was like, I really want to just lose myself in the cinema experience for a couple of. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It was one thing the lady said to me. She's like, "You've kind of showed me that the movies are an experience. It's not just something you do and complain about the price of a ticket. It's like, no, you're paying for the whole thing."
Oh hell yeah! Like, you want to treat yourself? Take yourself to Gold Class.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get yourself some food while you want,
But you
like
get
proper food, and you.
The Gold Class that offers like steak and everything, but it's always just like, I want loaded wedges now and I want onion rings later.
I'm just gonna send these chicken nuggets back to just seem powerful.
Yes, I'll take the iced chocolate, thank you.
Yeah, it is phenomenal. I can imagine, Gold Class with that sort of cinema experience.
Yeah.
And I swear, it's like you go to like Movie World and like you watch shit in 3D or whatever, and the seats move. It's gonna end up being like that soon, just at your normal cinema.
Yeah, the 4D experience. Yeah, so sight, sound, touch, and then if you can smell something. What's the fifth dimension? Time, right? Oh, that's right. We live in the fifth dimension.
What?
That might be going a little too crazy right now.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. It's hard. Like, can we consider it a dimension when we're existing in it? I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah. Let's do that.
After your weekend.
Yeah, after that, I caught up with Joe for some beers.
Oh,
Went down,
nice.
yeah.
Oh, is this the beer spot?
No, I was going to. Ended up... Sorry, this was on... I'm getting all my timeline mixed up. Met up, went down to fucking the one in Hobsonville. What's it called?
Little Creatures.
Little
Shout 'em out.
Creatures. Went down there for a tasting platter and some jalapeno poppers.
Nice.
It was nice. Fucking cold night, but...
Yeah, it's expensive down there, but it's such a good
Nice
spot.
atmos.
Yeah,
there was a
like-
live band inside. We sat outside.
Great atmosphere inside. We didn't go in.
We
though.
were actually outside around the corner. Joe freezing. Like, he had his shirt zipped up to like his nose. And we were like, do you want to go inside? He's like, no, I'm good. Like,
I think it's an old habit of ours. Like our friends group, there's a few of us that like smoked,
yeah.
and I think it's an old habit of ours. And whenever we go to a bar or go out or whatever, we'd always get an outside table just so that some of us could smoke.
Well, even if there's a band playing, like, I don't want to be inside not talking, watching a band. Like, if I can hear music, that's cool.
Yeah,
But
true.
my main thing was that I wanted to go and have a beer and catch up and like talk.
Don't want to be shouting over the band. And,
Yeah. And just like talking to someone's ear because they can't hear you.
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes as well, you go to those places and it's too fucking hot. Like, you know, it's like on a winter's day, you've got a nice coat. You know, you fully dressed up winter gears and you go and get inside.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, can't do it.
Yeah, it was fucking freezing. But
Goes for the atmosphere.
that's winter for you. So yeah, shout out Dolby Atmos.
Again, someone else's gamer tag.
Yeah, thanks for the bits, Titan XC
Yeah.
and Dolby Atmos.
Oh, man.
Sunday was rinse and repeat. Went back and worked on the tiny house, and we were actually kind of had spitballed the idea of hitting the movies again.
Nice.
Yeah, was going to. Didn't in the end. I was going to go see Bullet Train, the Brad Pitt's new movie.
Yeah. It's like, I haven't seen it, but it looks like it's, oh, fuck. I had like a good analogy. It's like Snowpiercer versus fucking,
Train Spotting.
is it Pulp Fiction? No, what's the one with the suitcase? And they're like,
Seven.
Oh, I can't remember. Fuck. Anyway, it's a bad analogy.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of like the one with the suitcase. So, call us if you know.
Fucking hell.
0988.
I just completely bombed that out. Next question.
I was driving home the other day, right? So I was driving back out when I thought we were going to the movies on Sunday night. We didn't end up going. We ended up just watching something at home. But as I was driving out there, I went off at Patiki Road to head out west. And so in front of me was a little black Corolla. And in that was an old man. You could tell he was kind of old. In front of that was this fucking clapped out, sacked Mercedes with like a big like RIP someone sticker across the back, full tints.
Yeah.
The kind of car you just leave alone.
Number plate.
yeah. Number plate like D's nut or something like that.
Don't come after us.
So that car wasn't even going particularly slow. At the time, I was writing down something on my phone. I was actually writing a podcast note. So him going a little bit slow helped me. I was like, oh, sweet. We're cruising at like freaking 40K. It's like a 60K road. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm not necessarily playing eyes up right now. So this helps me out. The Corolla in front of me took big offense to it. And I was looking up, and he was just going right up his ass, backing off, going right up his ass, backing off. And I was like, dude, you are digging yourself an early grave. Like, how can you not see that maybe that's a car you just want to leave alone?
Yeah.
In the end, bro, and this, as soon as this happened, I turned down the radio. Paused my phone, headphones out, window down. I was like, I need to hear what's going on. He gets on the horn.
Oh, no.
And getting on the horn puts the shits up me full stop. I'm not a road rage guy.
No, I'm not. I'm not a horn user either.
Nah.
Like,
so this guy, he's on the horn in there, and then suddenly the Mercedes just comes to a stop, and then as soon as he stops, the Corolla nearly rear ends him. He just launches, spits fucking fire out the dual exhaust kind of thing.
whew.
And I was like, oh, I'm sitting there in the back like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, sick.
But the Corolla goes straight after it.
Oh, no.
And I was like, come
This
on.
boomer is death sentence.
So they pull up at the lights. One pulls on one side, one pulls on the other side.
No.
I'm all windows down at this point.
They race for pink slips.
Yeah. But all I see from the Mercedes is the driver's window. This thing's like blacked out.
Yeah.
Is the window roll down, and this guy hold out a finger pistol, point it straight at the Corolla, and go and like shoot it at him.
My God.
And I was like, fucking hell.
What the fuck?
So it goes green. Mercedes pulls in front, drops right down to about 15 Ks. Corolla's behind him. He slows right down, puts his hazards on, like indicates, and he's telling the Corolla to pull over and that. Corolla's still sitting on his ass at this point.
Oh my God.
At the lights, when he finger pistoled him, the dude was just giving it straight back, yelling at him. I couldn't understand any of it.
Holy shit.
But I hadn't seen the other guy by this point. And they launch off. He doesn't pull over, obviously. The Corolla takes off in the end. And then it gets to another set of lights where I am now behind the Mercedes. We're turning right. And then the Corolla is in that lane, and at the last second kind of jumps and goes straight through the green light.
Right.
So then the Mercedes is in the wrong lane, and I'm behind him. At this point, I can see through with my headlights on, because my truck was a bit higher. I could see straight through the back window. These two dudes, red head to toe, just talking to each other, and I can see them both nodding. Though this Mercedes reverses a little bit and then just fucking whips into the other lane, launches, and goes straight after the Corolla through the green light. And that was where I said goodbye.
Holy
and I was like,
shit.
oh man.
Like looking on like news reports for the
I was like,
for the next couple of hours.
I mean, if anything happened to that dude, I'm sorry, man. You asked for it. Like, you could have just left it alone.
Yeah, hard out. This
Anyone with any sort of like, I'm not even gonna say street knowledge. Anyone with any fucking common sense is like maybe just like,
yeah. I mean,
drop it.
I had to learn that the hard way myself. Unfortunately, I think I was about 16 years old. Just got my license, like a restricted license, and I'd been on the piss at a mate's house the night before. And so I was driving back from Riverhead. It's from Riverhead to the coast, because I was living on the coast at the time. And I took the back of Coatesville.
yeah.
So like windy ass roads, and I'm in some like shit box Nissan Bluebird, and the thing can barely go 80 k's itself. And I get about
Shout
half.
out Sally.
Yeah, shout out Sally. She got me from A to A.5.
A minus.
Yeah.
Sometimes we ended up back at A, but
Yeah.
sometimes she got a little hot, didn't quite get to B.
No, I don't think she ever got to B. But yeah, so I got about halfway through, and there's like this massive hill. I'm trying to floor it, and this guy's like fucking right up my ass, and it like, there's nothing I can do. And it's windy as you can't overtake, and I'm trying to go quick, like what, Anyway, we eventually get to like the long straight before you get to like Dairy Flat, and he just floors it, overtakes me. And me being a cheeky 16-year-old, like kind of like hungover, like fuck, not even thinking, I wind down my window and just throw up like the biggest like Marshall Mathers like fingers,
Thumb
like
out,
yeah,
like
like
one
thumb
pinky
out.
off a raptor claw.
Yeah, pretty much like the Craig special,
Yeah.
like out the window, like this, like pulling in the fingers, and I was like, yeah, fuck, get that into you. Then never thought anything of it. Anyway, the long straight gets to an end in its intersection, and he's obviously in front of me, and he's stopped at the intersection,
Yeah.
and he gets out, and I'm like, oh fuck. Okay, and he's like looking at me, and he's walking towards the vehicle, and I'm like quickly trying to like wind up the windows.
Come on, Sally, don't quit me now.
I was like freaking out, like, oh fuck. And I'm in like
Lycra.
I'm in like fat pants and like a hoodie, like like when you hate yourself and like on a hungover day, you're just like,
Yeah, the cozies.
whatever, just trying to get home to bed and some food, and he just starts going off at me. He's like, you fucking little shit. Like, I'll fucking kill you. Fuck, I'll beat the shit out of you right now. Like, just absolutely going off his like head. Like, I'm just still winding up. And he's really fucking going for it. And I'm like expecting a punch through the window any second. Just like, and he just fucking, and then he had the audacity to say, you're the one that's driving like a fucking idiot. And I was like, what? I'm in something that can't go over 80 Ks, man. Like,
I literally can't drive like an idiot.
Yeah.
And while you're yelling at my face, I'm trying to stop myself from throwing up right now. Like, can you just leave me alone? And if we fight, can it be later?
Yeah, the fumes of the engine are coming into the vehicle. I'm like, window down, get beaten up, or window up and pass out.
Either way, we're not getting a B.
Exactly. I'm staying here tonight. So I'll wake up at the intersection. Right, so I'm a 16-year-old kid, didn't know fuck all, and I was fucking shit scared, right? Fuck knows what he could have done, right? He's a grown ass fucking farmer dude. He gets in his vehicle, drives off, and I'm still like freaking out. And from that day forth, like I have had zero road rage in my life.
Unpauses, these boots are made for walking, and
like ever again, I will never, like, no horn, no fucking signals, no nothing, because what you just talked about, you just talked about is the single most like scariest thing for me on the road, like that you're just, like someone cuts you off and you go, fuck you, fucking on the horn, blah, 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 and then someone gets out with a fucking gun, and
if someone's got time that day, you can be in a world of shit.
Exactly.
You just don't know anymore.
No, so that scared me straight, man. I'll never fucking road rage again. Can't fucking.
I just don't have it in me. Like, some people are really quick to get on the horn. Like, I'll get on the horn if someone's sitting in a red too long, but I will give them a generous amount of time.
Yeah, I'm like trying to push the horn as light as I can. Like,
We just jab it.
Yeah. Airbags go off.
I'm sleeping next to Andy.
We're back at A.
It's funny that you mentioned my old man. I remember, when you're coming from the shore to get off of Constellation to head back out west, and there's that lane as you come down off Constellation and goes to turn left, but there's also one that you can turn right to head to Constellation.
Yeah, there's two that,
Yeah. But a lot of people, to avoid that queue, would go, say they're going straight and then hook around.
Yeah.
And I remember one day, my old man, like, we had sat in the traffic for ages, and someone had tried to do that, but then they'd been blocked off, so they tried at the last second to, like, merge in next to us, and Dad was like not having it.
Yeah.
And then this guy he's upset that we weren't letting him in. Dad was like, nah, fuck him. Like, we sat in this traffic.
Yeah.
And then it was fair enough. And then the guy keeps going over. He ends up getting pretty close. He's got his window down, and I remember my old man like wound down the window, and he was like, "It's merged like a zip. Don't catch your dick in it, you fuckwit." And then drove off, and I was like, "Oh, pops, fire up!"
Yes. Oh man, two things on that. That's one of the only things I will actually do road rage wise. Like
I'll be petty about like the merge like a zip thing. Yeah.
But like if you're coming home from up north on like holiday and it's like bumper to bumper traffic and you get to a passing lane and everyone splits off, you know how like some people then they'll sit in the middle lane and then like I kind of try and do that sometimes, like sit in between both lanes. Just
I don't know, what is the point of that?
What's sitting in the middle of both?
Yeah, it just fucks me off.
No, because if you then split into the 2 lanes, then it's like 2 lanes of traffic, and then you have to merge again, and it just
But if
takes
it's a
longer.
passing lane, just let the cunts pass that want to go fast.
No, but it's bumper to bumper
Oh,
the whole way to
right.
Auckland.
Yeah,
You're not gonna. You're
see
just
what
gonna
you
get to
mean.
the merge again, and then like you may as well just all stay in a single line. You'll actually get through it quicker.
Ah,
So people sit in between both lanes, so you can't go around either, and
Right.
keeps that single file line.
I see what you mean.
But yeah, my old man was the same. Like he fucking road rage hard, like swearing, like finger fucking this, that, and I was just. I remember as like a teenager, I'd always be like super embarrassed, like, Dad,
Let it go.
But I don't know. It's just how they're raised a bit different, right? There's a lot more courtesy.
There's probably a lot more room on the road.
Yeah.
So we put it out to you guys on Instagram. Said call in if you've had any road rage incidents. We got one here for you. We haven't listened to it yet, but we have been told it's over the case of 2 voicemail messages, so it's a bit of a yarn. This is our first attempt at playing something, and hopefully you hear it. So if this didn't pan out, I'm going to cut the podcast now. If you're still here, it's probably going to work. Just give me a second. I just got to pull it up.
Dingo sucker.
Just give me a second. I'm going to pull it up.
Spitting bars.
Thank you. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, long time listener, first time caller. I heard a little segment on a radio show a while ago, and it was puddle stories. In particular, driving past people, seeing a puddle on a road and absolutely plastering them. And I thought this story kind of resonated with me, and I thought you guys would be good to share with. So as it goes, I'd love to hear any stories you guys may have, or any other listeners, but let me get you going. So,
Legend.
I recall it being July, about, maybe 5-6 years ago, the midst of winter in Auckland, and I was driving past Westlake Boys High School on Forest Hall Road, and I found myself in a situation where I was faced with a young bloke walking along the side of the road, and I knew in the time it took for him to walk towards that puddle, I would be driving towards it from the opposite direction, and we were going to meet right there. So
He timed it.
I knew it was on, and let's just say the rest, the rest is pretty self-explanatory. So I didn't have long to decide whether I was going to do the right thing and drive on, or just absolutely plaster this bloke. And it was a split decision, but I decided that it's already raining, and what harm will a little more wet cause. And I committed to the offence and pursued the puddle. The student had his back turned to me. Let me just let you know, by the way, the student, I'll be honest, mate, he was probably about 11 or 12.
A fresh turd.
He was in bare feet, no jumper, short. It was in pissing down rain, no umbrella, nothing. And, so he was already going to get wet anyway. What happened when I decided that I was going to go ahead with it, at the very last second, this boy looked up, and he looked right through my soul. We made eye contact.
Hang on, I'll go to part 2.
Oh my god. His book bag probably got soaked.
Bare feet, no jumper in July.
And he made eye contact with me, and I knew right at that moment, I just knew I'd fucked up. I had an overwhelming sense of guilt as I completely sprayed the dude down to an enormous load.
I thought he was going to stop.
Off the road. I knew at that moment I'd done something I'd never be able to take back, and the initial excitement was swept away within seconds, and it's just something that I had never forgotten. And, maybe a little bit of me inside hurts, but fuck, mate. It was all for a yarn, really. But yeah, I was just wondering if you guys ever been in a situation like that, and if so, maybe you could share with us. Cheers, boys. Soonsy.
I can just imagine him.
Thank you, Soonsy.
Sorry, yeah, thank you. I can just imagine him looking back in the rearview mirror, and he's just gone. Just full swept away. Just. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, what if that kid had just been 1 mark short of passing the big test? He had just failed. He went to school with a jumper and shoes. He had just been had his lunch money taken. And then he gets sprayed by some fucking dude in a van that was like,
the last
that'll be a
straw.
yarn.
I can just see like the slow mo, like he's gonna get him, and then just like the change of mind, but it's too late.
It's far too late.
The he ha ha, and then just the water just spraying up, and then his reaction.
Just like when they lock eyes and it's like shing.
Yeah.
Like two
Like an
eyes
anime,
meet.
like, yeah.
Two eyes meet. Will he pull the trigger?
What have I done?
I can't say I've ever done anything close to that.
Oh man, I have been
Unknowingly.
I've been that kid, not in the sense of like a full spray, but like I've been hit a few times. Like you just walking down the street and it's like a bus or something as well, and just hits a puddle and you bang.
I'm sure I've been done by a bus.
You're like fuck.
Yeah. Thank you for
Crazy.
calling.
Yeah, crazy. That's I've never been that guy either to do that. But yeah, in terms of that, like I've got pretty standard road rules. Like I don't like I'm a pretty safe driver in that sort of regards. Like probably I've only as of recently like have a truck to do so.
Yeah.
My other vehicles probably would have to go around. so I've never had that opportunity.
Funny thing is, I aim for puddles, but not once have I ever looked at if anyone's on the side of the road. So maybe, I don't know, unknowingly. We did have another phone call come through. This is also, we've listened to this one, and it's not to do with the road rage. So thank you, Mr. Soonsy, for the call. I'll play this one out for you now.
What's up, boys? It's Troy from Duds. I don't really have any road rage stories, but I was thinking you guys could do like a segment called Guilty Pleasures, where just every week you kind of come up with guilty pleasures or something like that. Like, I don't know, terrible music that you actually kind of like. I don't know, have a think on it, boys. Later.
So, shout out to Troy and Dunedin.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, guilty pleasures. I mean, apart from like food, like I mean, I eat my emotions, and I'm a massive, like food connoisseur. Not so much like crazy flavors or like different ethnicities or whatever. You know, like it's hard to explain.
I've got one off the bat before I go into music. Is a back tickle, man.
Oh, yeah.
I am a sucker. I don't care who gives it to me, but I will. I love a back tickle. Like, you will get me. I'm not gonna say limp, but it's like
I know what you mean though. Like everything just
like I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
That's probably a better word. And it can send me straight to sleep, like full body shivers, like that, like light sensation of being tickled.
Is that same like? Is it like a head scratch? Is it the
Head-
same? Like
I'm not. You know how people particularly like their head being scratched? Nah, I'm not. Like, it's nice, but I'm not crazy about it. It's more like back, and you know how people are like kind of ticklish like on their sides. Like if you just kind of like whisper to that, if you allude to it but don't like actually crunch down, cream. So if I go funny.
So on the same vein, like I'd say one of my major guilty pleasures is like massage, getting a massage. So similar, I guess, in a way. I don't like being tickled though, but I will go for massages like heaps. I went for one today, for example. That's, you know, like I'm happy to pay anywhere from $50 to $100 to, like, you know, just to go in. Like I go in like in your slides, and you just got the nice music going, and you come out and you're just like, you can't help but smile. You're just like,
it's the same thing as the freaking Dolby Atmos. Like, just a sensory. It's just a sensory overload. That's like, fuck yes.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. That's sort of my.
Like, I enjoy being like overwhelmed, so the tickle can do that for me. Like that, and like Transformers on a home theater system surround sound was what I was trying to harass.
Yeah.
Coming from everywhere. Prime. If I jump into my on repeat, which is like what I'm listening to, songs you love right now. So off the top of my head, I'll pick 5. I'm not going to play them fully, but first of all, we have this tune.
Hi, my name is Bob, and I approve this message.
I got
I own a magic baby.
Oh my god. Take me back to
That song
2008.
still goes hard. Next we have. Hang on. Love you once, needed protection.
Is that like Jordan Sparks?
Fucking Jordan Sparks
Oh, yeah.
tattoo.
Yeah.
Going down the list a little bit, I have Forever by the Veronicas.
Oh god.
And then this one a little bit more on like the sadder side. Shout out to Avril Lavigne. I'm bearing my soul here.
These are the songs that you'd put on like while you're driving, and you would just hit every, fucking
note.
note.
Yeah.
And then you'd realize all the windows were down, and
But
you're
that
like,
song,
oh fuck.
that song just made me think of you like walking out of your massage, and it's like so much for my happy ending. Slides on, some cunt fucking mows through a puddle and wets.
Fucking as soon as he's in his truck, like, fuck you, cunt.
Oh, what have we any more? Nah, nothing else too notable. Everything else is pretty normal.
I'd say it's not really a guilty pleasure of music. I mean, it's pretty famous, and mine would be ABBA.
Yeah,
I think
but I think
that's
ABBA's like
quite acceptable.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those groups. They're called a group, not a band.
yeah, I'd say
It's
so.
It's like 4 people. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're like one of those groups that's like it's all time for me.
Yeah.
Not like my favorite sort of genre in overall, but like
Yeah.
as soon as any ABBA song comes on,
Yeah,
I'm
all about
dancing.
it.
Either that
we
or
are known to throw it down a little bit to like anything remotely like tempoed to disco.
yeah. Either that or Bonnie M.
Yeah.
Like that's those two
Yeah.
groups there.
Yes, please.
My guilty pleasure, like is like a bit of disco. Like I swear, if we were born, was it like 50s, growing up in the 70s or something, we would be at roller discos constantly.
Yeah, for sure. I'm waiting for the fucking day. The thing is, I was reared on freaking roller skates. Like I could roller skate before I could even ride a bike. Like I was 3 years old going backwards, hitting the figure eights.
I don't have the ankles for it anymore.
Sometimes I look back on my childhood, I'm kind of like, man, like,
It's gonna be
thank
like
God you played rugby for a while.
yeah.
Also, in terms of doing that section every week, I can't commit every week. If I just had it in me to commit to things every week, I would be a lot further than I am in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, yeah, thanks, Troy. It's a good segment though. Little
I'm happy to visit that again.
Mm.
That's a perfect example, team, of what you can call in about. Pitch us anything. We can have a bit of a yarn about it. You wanna jump into the next part of Yuck and Yum?
Oh no, I've fully forgotten. You go. Give me a second to.
I've got them written down. 1 second. Let me open my phones. I'll just
Man's
play
prepared.
some Avril Lavigne in the background. Let me just go into my notes and see you later, Avril Lavigne. For my yum, this is just a new toy at the moment. This isn't going to be a regular thing, but the ability to play it is fun if it's worked. My yum this week is the man who has been in the news a bit. So if you guys watch the Warriors games, every time they cut to the coach's box, in front of the little General Stacey Jones is a man that has been dubbed Roger Shuey versus Sheck. So last week against the Dogs, he was once again doing a shoey that he's become really known for. This guy's actually had those seats in front of the coach's box since 2006, 2007.
Damn.
He's a long-time fan. And a rumor went around that he got banned for life by the stadium. But so the Warriors organization and the Mount Smart group have come out and said, nah, it was actually just a security guard that was a bit high on his own supply and said, you're gone for life kind of thing. And then they were like, no, this guy's a long-time fan. He's welcome back anytime he wants.
Did he get fired? Did that guy get fired? He must have.
I don't know.
Surely.
It's all like freelance work, I think. But he did they ended up at the start of the week before the game last week doing a bit on him at on Crowd Goes Wild. And then you'll notice in the Bulldogs game, he had a custom Crowd Goes Wild Converse that he did his shoey out of.
Yeah, I'd noticed that. I'd noticed it was decked out. It was a little bit different.
Yeah. So CGW jumped on it, and
Man.
yeah, they brought it to him on site. He's a block layer, and he was like, "This will do," and then he got the job done.
This will do nicely.
Yeah. So he's my yum for the week. Shout out to the guy for bringing some characters to the game. That's what being a Warriors fan's all about. If you wanted him banned, you can piss off. He's buying the beers. He's been a season ticket holder for over a decade. That's what we want at the club. That's what's going to keep us marching forward into one day premiership status when we lift the trophy. When we lift the trophy and party for a week straight.
National holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Book it in.
Your yum, Mr. Miller.
My yum, going to be a little bit of a cop-out. I don't know if we are going to record before next week or if we are recording next week.
Yeah, I'll mention it after.
Yeah, which we'll get into. But my yum for this week, which is, it's a bit of a cop-out because it's actually for next week, but I'm very much looking forward to our Wanaka trip. We're leaving on Monday next week and going away for a week. All the boys and girls, whole crew. We're looking at potential. Well, actually, I'll get you can get into that a bit later on what we might be doing. But yeah, my yum is I've obviously been off work for so long, but it's not the same, right? It's like saying when you're in lockdown, you lock down, and then you go. This is my first holiday.
Yeah.
Since COVID, like I haven't been on a plane.
Oh, it is. It's like we're
like
gonna go just have some fun.
Yeah.
Everybody's together.
Yeah, and I for a long time I wasn't sure if I was going to go because of injuries and other things happening. So my yum is that I'm really ecstatic for this week coming.
Fucking oath. Nice. Ooh. What's your... Oh, I always forget to do yums last because we always got to go backwards. Yuck.
I'll just go quick. My yuck is real simple. Fucking Liverpool Football Club, sort your shit out. 2 games, 2 draws. It's supposed to be a very promising season, and I'm not happy about it. So there you go. Also, side yum.
Coleslaw.
Darwin Núñez, Anfield debut, gave someone a Liverpool kiss in front of the cop. My guy. I don't care if he drew the game,
that.
actually. I'm just happy to see
Eat
a bit
that.
of biff back in the football.
Bit of biff back in the football. My yuck this week goes out to the Jetstar website. So, like you had mentioned, we do, like with this whole Wanaka trip thing, so I'm taking down my bag and then also another bag for my snowboard. And it was really unclear on the website. I said I have booked one bag and then I had booked oversized luggage. But it was coming out really cheap. And I rung them to make sure. I was like, so I'm going to have 2 bags with me. I need my bag down there and I need to get a snowboard bag down there. Do I have to buy 2 bags and then like say that second one's going to be oversized? And they were like, no, it doesn't matter because you've clicked oversize. So you're all good for that bag. And I was like, yeah, that bag, but like there will be 2. So I'm just clarifying, do I need to purchase a second one? And and this is me on the phone to them at this point. And we went back and forth for ages. And she was like, no, you've got your bag sorted. And I was like, yeah. There will be 2. So just letting you know, I'm going to rock up with 2 and I'm going to get them both down there, correct? And she's like, yeah. Eventually, she says, that is fine that you've booked that because the weight that you've booked is split between all your bags. So as long as all your bags, and it doesn't matter if it's oversized or not, weighs under the weight that you've booked. And I was like, oh, so it's split. And she said, yeah. And I said, so I've just been on your website for about 45 minutes. The word split hasn't popped up once. You should really, really make that clear. And as I said, I'm not someone that gets on the horn, and I'm not someone that fires up.
That's a lot of effort for you.
Yeah, I know.
Talking on the phone like that.
Well, I need to get, like, if I didn't get there, if I got to the airport, I would have been reamed for fucking, like, $1 million.
Nothing worse than anything
and
going
she said,
wrong,
she was like, oh, yeah, well, you can, I think she assumed I hadn't been on the website first. She's like, for any more information, you can go to jetstar.com.au and / this.
Where do you think I got your
That's what
fucking
I
number
said. I was
from?
like, you think I call first? Who do you think I am? I'm Jared motherfucking Standen, and I'll try and weasel my way out of it through not talking as much as possible.
Millennial privilege.
Yeah. So I just up my bag weight and I'm going to split it between the 2. But still, Jetstar, make it clear. Put the word split on your fucking website. That's my yuck.
Sort your shit out.
And since I've said that's my yuck, that obviously means that we are at the end of another episode of Off Topic. Thank you for tuning in this week, guys. Thank you for the callers that came through. If you want to call again, it's 09-889-1445.
Nice.
Yeah, I fucking plastered that around the internet in the last 5 days, so I've got it in the noggin. Instagram, Off Topic Chat. Thank you for all the new people that have popped along. Thank you for the kind messages. TikTok, Off Topic Potty, and email is offtopicjandy@gmail.com. We will be potentially looking to record next week in Wanaka. We might take the gear down with us. Whether I can edit it or not is to be seen, because my laptop is currently in the shop and I edit on a PC in my bedroom. And then also after that, I come back to work for 4 days and then I'm away again for like 9 days. So we'll figure it out.
Might be a few inconsistencies, but we're going to do our best over the next coming weeks.
Andy's turn to rock a solo ep.
Oh, God. Catch that on my OnlyFans.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Later. Good night, eh?